the outset?
Well, I wouldn't say there was a particular moment I leapt and there was no specific outset, but there was a slow dawning as I got into my 20s in particular that, of course, I knew I'd been positioned in life through no achievement of my own in such a way that I had it better than so many other people, and that just, it doesn't wear well on me. It just doesn't feel good. So I thought, well then, what is my obligation? What's being asked of me on Earth? And so that was kind of my slow evolution into knowing that I had to make a significant part of my life be about just paying my debts.
And you do that in several different ways. You describe yourself as a filmmaker, as an activist, and a philanthropist. Mm-hmm. Your activities in all those fields seem to also be integrated in some way. Can you describe how you make those distinctions and also how they weave together?
Right, right. It's weird to give myself two titles because they're not siloed activities. I mean, everything I do is somehow reinforcing of everything else I do. And that I do, consciously for strategic reasons, but also unconsciously because, I'm drawn to what I'm drawn to. Mm-hmm. And so things naturally reinforce. But, for me, it started with philanthropy, which was grant making. Grant making started for me with random checks to people I'd read about in the New York Times and things like that. And, the minute you start doing that and thinking, okay, well, I have X amount of dollars, it's not infinite. The problems feel infinite. So how do I apply X amount of dollars in a way they'll make a maximal difference? So the minute you start asking that question, you start thinking strategically. And when you start thinking strategically, if you're self-examined enough to take your own ego needs out of the equation, you start really kind of separating how it makes you feel to write the check from what the check will actually do in the world. And that's the beginning of the difference for me between charity and philanthropy.